and Neth.
Appreciate it, Nomad, and thank you for being the only sensible one on the panel here, is putting in that vote for EHOME. I agree, though.
The rest of them are so brave.
Yeah, every single time. So you're never going to drop that bit, are you?
No, it was a good one. Shout out to Loser for coming up with that. But interesting that they picked Tinker 2 games in a row. I guess they feel like the Panglia was one of the major problems that it had after banning that one out. And, you know, the rest of the lineup that they're able to cinch this game out. But we'll have to see. No amazing answers for the Lycan's units. I mean, the Bloodseeker counters out the hero in of itself. He has to be a little bit more careful with his units surrounding him because of the Winter Wyvern. But you know, the creeps themselves, yet again, no answer to that one. They need a little bit more AoE clear. Batrider will struggle to blow them up until the late game. So that initial Helm of the Overlord is going to be pretty scary.
30 seconds.
Outside of that, I don't know, man. The fact that they had Oracle in their pocket until the last pick is terrifying.
It's hard to say if it's like really even like a pocket pick as much as it is such a good counter to the Batrider, and it's one of those things that like anytime you see a Batrider pick, like an Oracle is immediately back on the table. Things like Vengeful Spirit as well. Yeah, it is going to do pretty good. It doesn't actually help out a ton against this Bloodseeker lane. So that is like one of the weaknesses. But yeah, we'll see how it does. Excited for this game. ZZQ sniping the rune there. Has TP in 1. He should be fine.
Yeah. He'll be fine, right? I mean, I guess he wants to trade with ZinQ for a little bit. He hasn't put a point to any of his abilities yet. In fact, at this point, he might just ink spell one of the creeps once he gets them a little bit. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, he needed to try and TP earlier. The problem is
he needs to TP before the ink spell comes out, but he was baiting him out there on ZinQ, and the Wolves are going to finish him off. So absolutely played.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those things where like the ink spell duration shorter than the TP. So
no, same time. 3 seconds on each of them. So if he TPs first, the ink spell won't end up stunning him, and he'll be able to get out.
Yeah.
They changed it to be 4 seconds for the ink spell, like 2 patches ago, and they changed it back to be 3 seconds last patch.
Very nice.
So punished for that one. Just should have committed the TP earlier. There was no way for them to stop him if he didn't do that, but he got greedy. You get the bounty ring, but he ended up giving first blood there.
Yeah, it's a big one too. It does go the way of the Grimstroke instead of the Lycan, which is, you know, I think not ideal for PSG.LGD. They were definitely trying to get it on the Wolves, but either way, finding that first blood is still pretty big, and it did leave Morphling solo bottom for a little bit, so maybe struggling in that lane. But taking a look at the offlane here, Zeal on the Bloodseeker into Ame's Kunkka, which we've seen a lot recently, and nice route into the Torrent. Maybe looking to go on top of Y here. You do get level 2, but they didn't actually have the Arctic Burn available at the moment, so it's going to finally get popped here. Planning on trying to do some damage with that before it expires, and not that bad, actually.
Yeah, trying to put as much damage to Ame as he can in order to, you know, deny him the ability to trade with him. Also be able to heal back up on the Bloodseeker, so if he keeps the Kunkka low, he's able to stay into the creep wave himself. Otherwise, the Kunkka's threatened with death.
Dude, Faith Beyond's Lycan is so scary. We've seen before this guy absolutely take over games with it, and already off to a good start. Not only finding the kill there onto the Bane, but finding couriers as well.
He's found 2.
Yeah, Shiros as well as the Banes. So
this is ridiculous. I mean, not going to have their items for a little while as well. Plus, it was 25 for the first one and then 35 for the second. So 60 gold going the way of all of the players on PSG.LGD. It's like they got another bounty rune and a half. Again, off to an amazing start and doing decently for CS inside the lane as well, sitting at 11 and 5 compared to the Morphlings 11 and 3. Ooh.
A little bit surprised by 7E. He doesn't have a point in Flame Break, but I think part of that is he's just under-leveled compared to the Tinker. Like, he's just definitely struggling to CS here. He's 9 and 4 to the 15 and 4 of the Tinker.
He's got kill potential in this lane, but nothing to say. I mean, he dominated the previous game. He's going to do so again. Forced to sell
on the wave.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he's not going to give the bounty rune either because, once again, moving around the back there, ends up picking it up for himself.
This is something we saw last game. PSG.LGD really prioritizing the runes out of this mid lane and not letting the enemy mid laner grab any of them. So
yeah, rotated both heroes in at the 4-minute mark in order to deny both bounty runes from 7E here, and I imagine the same thing is going to happen. Actually, no. Looks like they're not going to rotate for those 4-minute runes.
Oh, they already saw him walking back to base, right?
Yeah. So they realize it's just not a point. Adapting fairly well.
But yeah, Faith Beyond, I mean, 19 last hits in this offlane, now 20. This Lycan is absolutely owning.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of base damage to work with, and Jiro already, he's trying to punish him a little bit. But yeah, at this point, he's got all this extra armor from the Humbly Iron Will as well. He's got almost 12 HP regen per second.
Very cool.
At some point, Jiro is going to have to just leave the lane, I think. God, 7E already dropping so low.
Yeah, that laser spam is no joke.
You're up a little bit low. I mean, one thing that is nice about the Winter Wyvern is you're gonna be fine here on 7E. But one thing that is nice about the Winter Wyvern is the fact that you have that Arctic Burn. Percentage-based damage is a lot to strength heroes like Kunkka.
Jin Q TPing mid just to make sure NothingToSay doesn't go down here, and they will go ahead and push that Batrider out of lane once again.
Anything on Jiro, he's trying to clear out the wolves and Lycan denies one and resummons the other.
Just all mind games, maybe.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit better for himself now, 24-3. But thankfully, you know, the discipline that they beat in to deal with PSG.LGD's Tinker has stuck. They ended up boarding up the ancient camp again. Didn't get the hard one this time, but
yeah. Mid lane though, 70 does he? Yeah, just gets bursted. He just stuck around a little bit too long.
This just Tinker does way too much nuke damage. Now Batrider very much struggling at 1,500 net worth compared to the 2,500 on NothingToSay's Tinker. It was a lot more even last time. I mean, it was a little bit favored to NothingToSay, but once again, the man is popping off. You're gonna need to find a return kill on this Batrider in order to get back into it, but it's difficult. Why? He's just positioned here in the mid lane to make sure the Batrider continues to struggle.
I mean, this is what we saw last game. They did prioritize shutting down 7E. He ended up popping off anyway on the Pango, and it seems this game PSG.LGD want to take zero risks in basically letting NothingToSay have a bad game. So they're gonna go ahead, dive here in the mid lane, looking to get on top of ZZQ, but 7E here on the Batrider will run down one, and he should be able to finish off the second. Now, double kill for the Batrider. Game getting salvaged, but still pretty underfarmed compared to the Tinker here. And he's going to find the Invis rune top, so NothingToSay does not get the 50-50, but look at the ward vision here from PSG.LGD. The entirety of the Radiant jungle basically under vision.
Yeah, they're going to have to move through their jungle, get the D wards off. The Sentry does scout out one of them, but all this just denying any comeback potential from the Batrider. They figure Batrider's not going to move into the triangle to clear out camps. Instead, he'll move into his jungle where he can get multiple camps with a single Firefly.
They don't have Rupture quite yet top lane, but they're going to do a pretty good amount of damage here anyway. Out on over to Ame, but the boat connects. There's going to be the Inkswell as well, stunning him up. But Zeal, he's pretty dang tanky. TP in from the Bane. ZZQ not going to make it in time.
Bloodseeker manages to heal up enough, so Kunkka getting him. Nothing to say.
You're level 6 now on the Batrider, and as a result, Y is just forced to sit here in the mid lane next to Tinker. Cannot afford to get lassoed.
Yep. Tinker actually bought himself boots this game.
For the movement speed, just to get away from the Batrider?
Yep. Exactly right. Otherwise, he gets run down so much easier. So it really was necessary. Smart pickup there. As long as he's able to like get a little bit further back into his tower, if he's like in the middle of the river, that makes it that much easier for the Oracle to TP in and get the save off onto him. Game
starting to even out a little bit, as PSG.LGD were off to a pretty good start here, but Shiro recovering on the Morph. Batrider's game obviously salvaged a little bit by the couple kills mid, but it is going to be very scary once this Lycan starts basically taking your towers. And I mean, outside of the Wyvern, you really have to rotate the Batrider.
Yeah. Helm Dom is going to be very scary. Well, it is very scary.
Contemplating rupturing top lane here onto Jin Q, decides not to do it. He'll be able to use the Inkswell to make some space for himself, so.
Ooh, Possessed Mass fine for EHOME. That's going to go to the Morphling. It is an excellent pickup.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ends up finding a lot, so he's out his jungle.
We can see ZZQ guessing correctly, getting rid of pretty much all the wards, and in comes Faith beyond the rotation from the Lycan to the mid lane, and he will be able to do a lot of damage. The Torrent does connect. ZZQ saved by the Cold Embrace. There's one of the counters for the moment. He's got a Nightmare if he can try and buy himself some space. All the summons are dead, and now you're stuck behind the T1. A Rupture up onto the Kunkka. He's not where he wants to be. Do they even need to commit the lasso? I don't think so. Shiro gonna turn himself into the Kunkka, and now turn it around. Okay, how long can he keep Arma toggling? About that long. He's finally dead.
Survived, you know, a little bit longer than he had any business surviving, but they did end up getting him in the end. Beautiful save there from Planet, turning things around. Wood Wyvern starting to become a little bit more popular. I think after they picked it up on RNG, people were like, yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe we'll try this one out. I can see why they went for this, and it's a Lycan. The save there. When you're buying yourself a little bit of time with these dives, it does allow you to turn around these team fights, and nice job there. 70 almost has his boots of travel done now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was just over 8 minutes into the game. We had 10 heroes in the mid lane behind the tier 1.
Yeah, that's the kind of Dota I like to see.
LGD trying to force the issue here. They're still farming very well despite that kill. I mean, you do go down on Ame. He's really not that under-farmed, but you still are having a fantastic game on both the Tinker as well as this Lycan, and we kind of expected that. They've committed a lot more to saving this Tinker's game.
Yeah. Well, they committed a lot to you know, making sure Tinker has a good game. They rotate the heroes in, but EHOME, you know, they ward up the Ancients, and they haven't even actually gone back into their camps to deal with these sentries on the Ancients on the side of PSG. ZZQ, I think he's just about to drop.
Yeah, they rotate some extra heroes down here, and Batrider actually TPing in. They could look for Faithbound behind the tower, but he's already TPing out. They're going to settle for an easier kill here onto this Oracle. Well, unless they don't commit for the kill, and he just walks away. They thought the adaptive strike was going to be enough, but always secure the kill. Yeah,
it's appealing enough that it doesn't finish him off, and now he's just going to walk away. So it's being 1 for 0.
And Oracle's got its home, so he's going to hit level 6, which false promise, very difficult to deal with.
Joe's got Lincoln Sphere keyed up as his first item. This has become a little bit more common. It makes sense here. You don't want to get caught out by, you know,
tower is under
or jumped on by the Tinker and blown up by a quick laser and rocket, or caught out by an X.
Yeah, it is just a very good game for it.
He actually cancels his TP up in the top lane. They've got 3 heroes positioned here, so they're going to look to push.
I mean, Shiro is in trouble here at bottom, I think, as well. He's got a lot of... he's going to need some help eventually. He doesn't have a TP quite yet, and they are positioning 4 heroes here for the Morphling.
Yeah, he's getting back.
He does have a ward to scout this one out, and will just wait for him to dodge the sound. So nicely done by Shiro. But they are just going to trade 1 for 1 on the towers here. But it looks like, well, actually they're TPing in, I think, Wyvern. They have Winter's Curse. They drop it onto the Lycan. Can Planet actually just solo him? No way! Planet gets the tip from ZZQ. All right.
They're kind of low HP as well. If Morphling comes in here, they might finish him off.
They're going for it. Planet in some trouble here. Does have Cold Embrace. Doesn't get to drop it in time, though. Bloodseeker, he's very fast. If he can find one of these heroes, it would be not a bad find. And yeah, gets the Rupture out onto the Oracle, but he's got bigger dreams. It's going to be Ame on this Kunkka, but 7E trying to close the gap. Gets pulled back. Nice soul bind. Okay. Is it enough, though? That doesn't look like it. That's a very deep dive. They will settle for the Oracle.
Nah, it's not much, unfortunately. I thought they'd get a little bit more from that, but no. They're looking to turn things back around. ZZQ went a little bit too far.
Yeah, he did indeed. Nightmare will dodge out the missile, but they will chase it. Find themselves a pretty easy kill there. Faith Beyond Shapeshift. Too difficult for the Bane to deal with.
Chasing the Batrider might be a little bit ambitious here. Faith Beyond does get back finally.
All right. End up... finding themselves an extra exit kill there. Pretty good for the side of LGD. 5-5, a very close game so far.
An absolute, well, it's been a bloodbath. Not as many kills you'd think there would be in a bloodbath like this, but a lot of people end up getting out until into team fights. Unfortunately, neither team has a ton of catch, so it'll be after they get to a couple more items. At the very least, they put enough pressure on EHOME, but they haven't been able to get into their triangle and block these ancient stacks. So at this point, they'll have a little bit more farm on their side. Ame. ZZQ almost got him with that Tumbler's toy. Right, Vladimir's offering completed. The Helm of the Overlord is going to be a massive problem. We did see
Radiant's bottom tower
Wyvern
is under
ended up getting a kill onto Icon a moment ago, but like once this Helm of the Overlord is done, even if like
Nightmare, nice dodge, but still needs to be careful. Does get a ward out on the high ground. The question is, can they do anything this? The Winter's Curse onto the Oracle to start it off. Do they have the damage to actually finish off the kill? They jump in on Shiro, they get him. They've got a lasso now, no way to cancel it. They grab the Kunkka, pulling him right into the enemy team, but he X'd himself. Really smart play, just in time, and now NothingToSay, the double laser doing work, but can he actually get away? 70's on top of him. Can NothingToSay survive? He gets burnt down, but he takes down one with him, and Ame ruptured up, forced to fall, and now Jin Q trying to TP out, but Shiro, he's got an X of his own. Jin Q gonna fall 4-4-2, a triple kill for Shiro on the Morphling.
The only person to get out was a Lycan. The initiation from the Winter Wyvern, stalling it out and catching that Oracle to start was so big. From now on, Oracle needs to be way more careful with his positioning. He got nothing off, dying in the middle of that cast animation of the False Promise on himself. They just melt. They had the numbers there on EHOME and the beautiful initiation. The tips come off on his easy.
Hey, sick bait, dude.
Yeah,
yeah, the classic. Why? Gotta be a little careful, but he's trying. It looks like he's baiting a little bit here.
He's still got his ult. He's
Yeah.
got Fate's Edict as well, so he's able to prevent all magic damage for a couple seconds. So diving Y here would be a mistake if it's just the Batrider by himself.
Unless you got the lasso, of course, and then he just dies.
I mean, even so, if you can get the the Fate's Edict off on himself before the lasso, then it's just not doing any damage. It's all magical.
All
You
right.
have to be careful committing that one.
Lincoln Sphere completed there on the Morphling. Atos picked up by the Bloodseeker. So we've seen how good Atos can be, especially against heroes like Tinker, being able to cancel the TP, the blink. And then, of course, you have Bloodright to follow it up. So he is going to need some defensive items or even just some help from his allies. If they get vision on him, it becomes a lot scarier.
Yep. The vision game isn't as good this game on PSG.LGD, but you know they do have that Oracle to rely on. I mean, he's able to potentially dispel that Atos or
Smoke up. Looking to go aggressive here. Y is going to find ZZQ once again. Nightmare to dodge out. Oh, it still roots him. So, question is, can they continue the chase? They're going to find Bloodseeker on the side and ran down Inkswell. Plenty of damage there from NothingToSay. They're going to know about that ward now.
With science.
So now I think they realize they're kind of forced to give up a little bit of their jungle. You're going to try to shove the top lane out and give up this mid tower with the team already set up underneath this and Helm of the Overlord completed. They can't fight into PSG.LGD
Unless
at the moment.
Planet finds a Winter's Curse. I'm just kidding. He's not even showing up.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They get a nice tier 1 tower.
With that, more control of the map. So she's on the other foot this game. We saw EHOME take the mid tier 1 first last time, but still up here, standing healthy inside of PSG.LGD, nearly max HP, that tier 1 mid.
Kind of makes sense, right? They actually don't have a lot of building push on this side of EHOME right now. Right, you got a Batrider and a Bloodseeker. Neither of these heroes really hit towers. ZZQ found by another ward. X actually not going to save him this time. And nice cold embrace though. Can they actually? Oh no, just get sniped by Y. I forget how much damage that ability does sometimes.
It's a lot of damage.
Purifying Flames, very nice. So again, they're trying to reclaim some vision in their jungle on EHOME here, like putting out some sentries, finding wards, but they end up just dying instead. Shiro walks right into ZQ. Inkswalls himself, silences him up. Does he have the damage to finish him off? No, gets saved there by the False Promise from Y and Shiro, forcing 4 TPs into the mid lane. He's got to be careful. Soulbind is there, waveforms away, goes for the TP out. Big debate. You call that space mate, I think.
A little bit on both sides. You definitely expect to get the kill off in his in-queue there, but forcing 4 TPs does give you a little bit more control of the map. So now does give Batrider an opportunity to scout out some of these wards and Bane to come in and get the D wards off.
Yeah,
they ping all these things out. So all the vision control you just got of the Radiant jungle, you lose. Just like that.
Both
Because you're
dewarded.
forced to TP back. Nice play there.
Oh, they're actually trying to catch ZZQ here once again, like beelining it back to that high ground ward, but they don't make it in time.
We just got into that jungle. We just warded that up, and already it's gone. Punish this guy, but he gets away.
Dad, the enemy's killing my wards again.
So with that, they still have a vision of their own jungle.
Oh, Wyvern has a blink.
Yep.
That is very, I mean, you need a blink this game on this Winter Wyvern. It's so important.
Yeah.
Usually we saw last game, right? You go that Aether Lens first, but Blink Dagger really value against this Lycan being able to stay off the map.
Yeah. You just want to be out of vision whenever you can.
Actually see Kunkka under a ward here. Don't think he has BKB. Yeah, they just dropped the Winter's Curse, trying to close the gap. In comes 7E. He's got a lasso, pulling him all the way back into the enemy team. And
make him miss the boat.
He is alone.
He did. He pulled him away from the boat coming into him, so he didn't get the rump up before he died.
Yeah, NothingToSay comes in, trying to get on top of ZZQ. They've got these summons as well from the Lycan. He breaks some ankles for a moment, and you've got Cold Embrace as well. These aren't going to do anything.
Now the Golem is forced to run out of here. All right, nice kill off onto the position 1.
They get the D ward, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there it goes.
So in reality, you've got like 3 position 1s, Tinker, Lycan, and Kunkka, all pretty similar net worth. Yeah, this Lycan is a problem. They picked multiple counters to it. They make his life difficult, but this Helm of the Overlord, they don't really have a solution to.
It's actually interesting. They smoke up and go aggressive into the enemy team. Faith Beyond gets feed script right away. Inkswell's going to cancel it, though, and he's going to be fine. Bane, however, not so much. ZZQ. Can't really do much of anything here. Faith Beyond stuck by a Rupture, but protected with Tinker dropping these missiles from the low ground, and it looks like they will just disengage. 7E doesn't get the TP out either, falling to those summons. The Helm of the Overlord doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, that smacked him for like 200 damage. They absolutely melted. But it's too difficult to kill these heroes with the Oracle still standing. They realized that part way through the team fight. If they can't get the jump off onto him, he's going to save anybody they too heavily commit on with that false promise. You're still sitting on that the tail end of that team fight, meaning with these cooldowns available, they can safely take Roshan.
Yeah, absolutely. They get themselves a nice aggressive ward up on the high ground as well, so.
Yeah, and they know that they're doing Roche, but I don't think there's much they can do about this. Certainly you don't try.
They dropped the Blood Right. I mean, looks like they are gonna try. Nah, no way.
Shiro, don't do it, man. It's not worth it.
Yeah, boat comes through. We'll finish off the Roshan. They grab themselves the Aegis. There's going to be the Shapeshift. They're looking to go onto the high ground again. The ward providing some vision. They see Zeal. They get the Winter's Curse onto the Tinker, but he does not take nearly enough damage. It's going to be 7E coming in on the Batrider. There's going to be the False Promise into the Lasso, though. They might actually pop him. He doesn't have the Aegis. NothingToSay is just dead. And now Y surrounded here. He's trying to hobble away. They throw the grenade on top of him, but it's going to be Shiro chasing after him here on the Morphling. Does he have the damage to finish him off? He's got the Tinker. He gets the laser. He gets the kill. And again, the Summon's chasing down these heroes on the backside. They lose the Bane. Can he actually get out on Jin Q? Stunned. It comes through just in time.
Let's go,
the
Shiro.
last frame, basically. Triple kill for the Morphling.
Beautiful turnaround there. The False Promise used a little bit too early. Tinker thought he'd be able to get out of that one, but they stayed on top of him. The lasso coming out, keeping him disabled there. Beautiful team fight there from PSG.LGD, but the summon still a serious problem. The Lycan end up doing 4,500 damage, barely with himself either.
No, he just runs
all
the
the summon units. That Golem putting in work.
Yeah, 3 Howls used in this fight. So much minus armor applied, and you know, Bane and Wyvern don't really like that.
Yeah, I was concerned at the start of that team fight, right? The Winter Wyvern ultimate comes out onto the Tinker when he's gotten his hamster ball. So does the Silence, but the Batrider, it ended up giving him just enough time to get on top of him and get that lasso off after the False Promise came off. So team fight goes slightly different. PSG.LGD easily win if NothingToSay stays alive, but you managed to catch him out again. I will say it is impressive that EHOME are dealing with this Tinker so well when every other team just crumbled to it and refuses to play against it.
Yeah, that being said, PSG.LGD does have a 4K gold lead. They've still got the Aegis on the Kunkka, and they are still fight ready, and they're going to smoke up. BKB now completed on the Kunkka, heading up onto the high ground. Trying to find something. Oh, he actually... That was a beautiful torrent guess, and ends up blinking out in time there on the Wyvern.
That's gamer sense right there.
Right, sitting behind the tier 2 here. Doesn't look like PSG is going to find any... Well, they do get eyes on the Morphling. Farming on the low ground, he's got to be a little bit careful. I guess Planet is somewhat nearby. All right, they're going to smoke up. They have all their ults available now. Winter's Curse as well as Lasso coming off of cooldown and trying to find something. They do see some vision in their jungle here.
Yeah, the only issue is these waves are going to push in with this Lycan.
Well, now they're gone. Planet, do you really want to be the one to initiate? In comes Ame, caught by the E-Blade combo there, takes a lot of damage, but in comes the rest of the team, the Wolves. The Boots of Travel going to be canceled there, and trying to just stay on top of ZZQ. They don't have the Inkswell to follow Atos to buy some speed, but here comes Ame. Oh, the counter X doesn't end up saving him. ZZQ, Cold Embrace, going to do a little bit of work, but still ends up dying anyway. 7E trying to find them on the backside. Nice save for the moment. There's going to be the Winter's Curse. They grab the Oracle. Can they actually do this, though? They've got to find the kill before I can get anything off. They do manage this false promise himself, but Faith Beyond in trouble. It's down here by Shiro. Why gonna shatter as well? They've caught Lycan in a nightmare. ZZQ, he still got the Fiend's Grip. Oh, baby. Can he actually get out there trying to get him before the Aegis? They do. And now the Fiend's Grip surely to come out here on the Kunkka.
Nothing to say. All they can do is leave, and there it is, the Fiend's Grip. The moment he activates his BKB, and he's finished off.
EHOME, baby. They're doing it. They're taking fight after fight against LGD.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job of controlling up this Oracle or forcing his ultimate to come out. That Winter's Curse onto him was beautiful. If they don't get him, you know, he's forced in that situation. Either false promise myself, stall out the team fight for a little bit and stay alive. I mean, he did survive on barely any HP. Or go down, you know, potentially come back to the fight and use it on somebody else. But I think just hitting the panic button at this point, doing such a good job at controlling up the position 5. Both these games. Y is just crumbling here, it feels like, under the pressure of EHOME. They know how important he is to these team fights.
I mean, they're spending a lot of resources chasing down the Bane, right? They do force his buyback in the last fight because they know how good the Fiend's Grip is, but as soon as he buys back and then they get that 3-hero curse and then just completely collapsed on top of.
Yeah, and this is despite the fact that, you know, EHOME's smoke completely failed. They ran into the worst hero possible. Kunkka sitting in front, the hero holding on to the Aegis. So they got all the information on PSG.LGD, but, you know, punished for going too far forward onto that Bane.
Yeah, EHOME now bringing this game nearly back even in terms of net worth, 17-14, but still slightly favoring PSG.LGD here.
As most people do.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Assault Cross now finished up on the Lycan. I mean, that's a huge pickup. We're gonna see the BKB coming out soon for Zeal as well.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
It's like an even more damage with his Assault Cross, and you can definitely feel it in the team fights. He's the one doing the most damage. Like, he's the one you have the least amount of solutions to. The Winter's Curse is putting in work against Lycan in these units. With how close together a lot of these heroes are playing the team fights, they are punishing the Lycan for summons, but still no big solution for this Helm of the Overlord, and we've seen it just like chunk down here with the Golem slap.
Right, mid lane. Just clearing up these creep waves. The Helm of the Overlord is, yeah, like you said, it's a problem for sure, but Morphling's the only one that can really deal with it, right?
Yeah, eventually, but even so, it's got like a ton of armor. The Golem has a ton of magic resist as well, so Morphling can't really clear it out too quickly.
Kunkka does have the BKB, Boots of Travel. Armlet queuing up that Shadow Blade. Oh, Ward placed on the high ground, gets the Nightmare off, but he is in trouble. There's going to be the army coming through. ZZQ. Golden Braid's going to buy him a little bit of space, and 7E, he's looking for him. They get the Rupture out onto Ame. Who's going to be caught first is the question. Ghost after buying him space, but it's going to be Tinker on the backside, able to snipe him. He's underneath the ward, though. He's going to get the blinks out. He's fine.
Gets in, gets that Bane, that gets out real quickly. But with Shapeshift starting to
Winter's Curse. It's caught the Oracle once again. ZQ goes down second. 7E trying to find his target BKB. Going to protect that Kunkka for now. Zeal can't get his hands onto anyone. Nothing to say. Kunkka, 7E's not quite satisfied. Still chasing 4 more, but it doesn't look like he's going to find them.
The hamster ball makes him too hard to find.
And 7E will TP home instead.
Yeah. If he had the Blink Dagger prior to that team fight starting, he would have been able to catch the Kunkka, they'd find another kill, but getting 2 supports for the Bane isn't too bad, so another win there for the side of EHOME.
It's just great ward placement. I mean, Bane, before he died the first time, he walked up, placed a ward on that high ground.
That was such a dangerous move, man. You praise that too hard, you're going to see people just run straight to the enemy team to drop a ward. And yeah, it did work for that team fight. They had amazing vision, but
Radiant's top tower
I think if PSG.LGD get back, then that team fight goes differently. Or they just lose the Bane for nothing. Yeah, that vision allowing the Winter Wyvern to get that jump, get the Winter's Curse off, and
they smoke up again. Dude, EHOME is just bringing it to LGD, it seems. Like, it's so opposite from what we would have expected in this game.
They didn't want to punish this Lycan. His ultimate's still on cooldown for a little bit. It becomes much easier to take the fight. All right, it's off of cooldown now. It becomes much easier to take the fight into them when he doesn't have that available, though. Bloodseeker, just able to run people down. Yeah,
trying to force the objective top, it seems. They've got a tier 2 tower here. They'd love to take this, open up the outposts. We saw EHOME do this for his last game, and Morphling just chunking the tower. There's going to be the fort to buy themselves a little bit of time. Batrider already there trying to scout TPs, and he's about to scout one. In comes Ame, but he's got an X on himself. No way to cancel it, so he has to go home. He takes an E-Blade to the face.
Tower is under attack.
Only they had a Yules.
Yeah,
if only.
If only. Well, they will just trade tier 2s maybe as they're starting to move into the bottom here. Don't know if you can protect this on EHOME.
It's difficult for sure. They don't have a Tinker ward up anymore, and gives Tinker a lot of room to play in the trees there if another team fight breaks out. But they don't want to hold their ground there on PSG.LGD. Instead, they get back.
Okay, they're actually going to go ahead and TP in the Winter Wyvern. He gets the Winter's Curse. He finds the Lycan. Do they have the damage to follow it up? Why on the backside is somewhat close by. Faithbeyond gets saved. The Oracle will do it. Zeal comes in. Atos does get the Rupture on top of Zinq as well. Can he actually do it? BKB trying to take him down in time. Stun from the Morphling's going to find it. They're going to lose Y on the Oracle. He's getting chased down by Shiro. They've controlled up the Lycan. The Feed Script is there. Soulbind not going to be able to cancel it. 70 chasing down the Oracle. Oh my gosh. Grimstroke. Inkswell will protect him. Nothing to say. Helps find the kill. E-Blade will finish it off. A 3-for-1.
Yeah, they want to finish off this Helm of the Overlord creeping. Huh? Okay, come on, ZZQ. That wasn't necessary. He wanted the gold for himself. There it is. He finishes off with the brain sap.
Very nice.
The okay. To say you played your core so you can get the 250 Helm of the Overlord gold. That's rich right there.
They were just healing him up. I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, I'm helping you, man. I'm helping you. But beautiful catch at the start of that team fight. I mean, again, trying to separate the Oracle from the Lycan there with that flame break at the end, but he ends up getting the ultimate off. Unfortunately, you still lose the Lycan, you end up losing the Oracle as well. Batrider a little bit too far forward. He gets punished. Nice plays there by Grimstroke, but in the end,
ZQ scouting the Roche. I mean, the thing is, they just spent all of their resources, but the question is, will PSG.LGD know that this is happening this fast? They've already got, you know, Winter Wyvern deep pushing top, lane pushing in mid. They have to know.
Gold for me.
Yeah, Bloodseeker takes it. I mean, they have to know, but
they're picking it out.
Yep, they can't get over there fast enough at this point.
Cold Embrace is there. I mean, this Roche is huge. They're trying to make the rotation, but yeah, it is just too slow. The Wolf not going to make it into the pit in time, and Aegis comes out. The Shard gets picked up, and Morphling, stronger than he was only a couple moments ago. 19,000 net worth here for Shiro.
20,000 net worth for Shiro.
He just eats the Shard, gets himself a little stimmy.
Very nice. 1,000 net worth. Yeah, this guy is terrifying. I mean, all your eggs are in the Morphling basket. If you blow him up, you'd be doing great, but you don't have a ton of hard lockdown for this Morphling. That's one of the reasons why he's having such a good game.
Tower is under attack.
ZZQ hunting here in the trees, trying to find that Kunkka, but Ame too smart. He knows.
Get on the Bane. Probably just some ward sent out. But Morphling, yeah, this BKB. Once he activates this, there's just no killing him inside the team fight. The Lincoln Sphere pickup also just makes him so evasive. The Kunkka's acts like a decent solution to him prior to him getting the Lincoln Sphere, but it's just absolutely no punish.
Oh, he has the Cold Embrace Shard on the Winter Wyvern, so it's so much easier for him to push out waves.
Yeah. He ended up picking that one up a little bit after the 20-minute mark. Yeah, I mean, he's finding these kills, right?
Yeah, he's got multiple Winter's Curse kills, and even the one early on against Faith Beyond, like, Planet is super farmed. Blink Aether Lens on his way to a refresher.
Yeah, and he's staying alive in these team fights. You don't have a ton of backline jump on the side of PSG. Like, you can run people down with the Lycan summons, but outside of that, you do struggle to get on top of Planet, which has been a serious issue. These Winter Wyvern initiations have been winning them this game.
He's played a fantastic game so far, and oh, they will get Vision of Y for the moment as he places a sentry up on the high ground. Zeal's there with the Atos, trying to save himself, but stuck inside the Blood Right. We'll drop the False Promises to try and stall out as much of this as he can. And yeah, it's all is going to be. Stalling tactic is baiting some time here out of the side of EHOME, but either way, they will eventually find this kill.
Eventually?
Yeah, I mean, he's got Thirst Vision, right?
Not me. No. All right, there we go. Oh.
Okay,
oh.
This is hilarious. Why can't keep doing this? This guy's an Oracle player, clearly. He knows what he's doing.
But not what they're expecting. Now on the back foot on PSG.
Oh, TPing bottom. It's going to get canceled, and now Lycan hexed up by NothingToSay. There's your hex reveal. That is a big one. Shiro's coming in invis, trying to find something. But Faith Beyond
already out.
Already out. Yeah, you are right.
Oh, Tinker TPing in. They might try to turn this. He's got the hamster ball.
I mean, they see the Wyvern. He's taking a lot of damage here. Planet's got to be careful. Yeah. Cold Embrace will save him. The Hex in from Tinker, but does he actually find him? No, he just gets the pick out. Oh, Disarm taking a lot of damage. The Rupture, but he outblinks it. What is that?
He's got the Aether Lens. He just goes further.
All right, balanced.
Balance in all things.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frogman. But yeah, any further than 1300 range, Rupture does not do damage to you. So Tinker just going a little bit further than the Bloodseeker is able to hurt him. That's one of the reasons why Bloodseeker isn't actually seen as an amazing counter to the Tinker as the game goes on. And, you know, unfortunately that item is now part of the core Tinker build.
Yeah.
So not only do you not have to buy shoes, but you also don't take damage from abilities that are supposed to hinder movement and punish that kind of thing.
Sometimes you just don't take damage. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Now it's the Aghanim Scepter on the Bloodseeker, so the extra charge will make it a little bit easier to deal with the Tinker, but he can always still just blink away.
Oh, Wine gets found by Shiro here, and goodbye Beyond Godlike Spree, and no Oracle for 45 seconds. They don't know he doesn't have buyback, but that is a big find. Looking to go further into the jungle here. They found the Kunkka. That would be huge. Yeah, like you said, 7 he goes in, but gets caught by the Soulbind. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, unlucky. That's how we're gonna view that one.
CZQ getting chased again by the summons. Might need some assistance from his allies. Morphling trying to make the rotation over, trying to protect his boy.
Yeah.
They smoke up once again. They just want to go right back in.
Shiro's kind of lowish on mana. He needs to be a little bit careful with his initiation. It's so difficult to tell when Wyvern is smoked.
Oh, that is a DD rune.
With this set that he's got.
Oh, do they see the X? If Planet sees the X, this is huge. He's got the Winner's Curse. They're going to go in. Winner's Curse comes out, but the lasso as well. A little bit of miscommunication there, but trying to push him away from the Oracle. Gets sniped on the backside again, but the Hex onto this Morphling. Can they bring him down in time? He's got an Aegis. You got to be careful. Shiro still surviving through it. 4 now onto Faith Beyond. Shiro just standing his ground. Doesn't carry the double waveform. He just gets the kill anyway. I thought Shiro playing out of his mind.
I thought he would just let himself die. He's only got like 20 seconds left on this Aegis, but he manages to find the kill first. So they get both of them. They don't get the Oracle before he gets his ultimate off, but it doesn't end up mattering. They're still fine too.
And now he's just full health, full mana.
Yep. Dominating this game, but you know, regardless of them finding so many kills here and winning all these team fights, 26-18 at the moment, it's still pretty even as far as net worth goes. Morphling's at the top of the CS charts, but you know, eventually this Tinker will be able to get on top of him and permanently disable him in these team fights with these hexes. That's kind of what they're going for here. So, EHOME, as much as they're winning here, I do favor PSG.LGD for ease of execution in these team fights.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop getting these super sick Winter Wyvern ultimates off, or Shiro's just slightly out of position, all of a sudden you lose. He hasn't had that much of a chance to activate this BKB.
Yeah, he's got a word on the high ground. He's thinking about going in, but it is so scary.
No.
Oh, dude, he's going in anyway. They're going to find why. Does he have the damage? He does. The E-Blade combo. Second wave form up. Going for Q. Pops the BKB. Shiro trying to take down both supports before the fight starts, and he gets him. And now on the backside, NothingToSay with the Hex, but he's got to be careful. He is alone. Boat comes through from the Kunkka to buy a little bit of space, but they will just go ahead and D-ward up this jungle. No supports available for PSG.LGD now.
And Tinker, he realizes they're shoving in mid. All they can do is push bottom, try to force some of them back. They smoke up again. How do they have this many smokes?
Dude, they have an infinite supply. I don't know what to tell you now. There is a lot of smokes happening here on the side of EHOME. Tier 2 tower gonna fall here in the mid lane, and now contemplating maybe going high ground. It is so scary, but you do have everything available on the side of EHOME still.
Blink Dagger up. 70, it gets disabled there. I mean, if he can get the catch off onto Faith Beyond.
You know what's really funny? Winter's cursing a Kunkka on the X as he's about to go back.
Oh, and then
he just teleports on his whole team. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, no, he sent himself back right away. Realized there was no creep wave there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, trying to shove these waves in. I mean, again, like, you can pressure the tier 3 somehow, or like throw your Helm of the Overlord creep down there to shove in the wave. You could force some of them back and try to take a, you know, a numbers advantage team fight.
Big smoke here from PSG.LGD, but they're on the wrong side of this mid lane, heading into the Radiant Triangle.
You could punish this right now on...
That's exactly what they're doing. They're kind of positioning for the high ground here. They don't really know where EHOME is, though, so it's where PSG.LGD is, so it's very scary.
Dire's middle
Both teams are kind of
Radiant are scanning.
not really conserving their buybacks here, their gold, like Morphling just short. Tinker, the only hero on the side of PSG.LGD holding
Lifting
his.
it out. They want to jump this guy the moment he throws a laser out the mid lane. 70.
Oh, he's so ready. He's got spider legs. He's got everything. He just wants to find these heroes. But Roshan, we're going to see this timer here in just a matter of seconds. This game is super tense for both of these teams. A 1,000 gold lead for EHOME. That is it. 40 minutes into the game, and it is this close. It's going to be a very long respawn, almost max duration.
Say.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shiro gonna walk right in Faith Beyond. Has a DD rune here though. You gotta be careful. Shiro pops the BKB, trying to chase after him. He's protected for the moment from the BKB. Will TP home.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, never mind. He cancels his TP on the backside of the fight. Who is here? It's all the supports. ZZQ trying to TP home, caught by a Hex. Not gonna go his way. He's down.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, ZZQ just melted.
All right.
Excuse me. All right, that's better.
Planet. He's like the ace in the hole, right, for his team. So on the side of EHOME, they did, I mean, maybe a little bit of miscommunication, kind of a sloppy engagement there, but they've got the ward on the high ground, trying to provide some vision. They do see EHOME. They grab him with the lasso. Can they actually find the kill? He just gets the person, but he pops the BKB just in time. Winter's Curse on the backside does get the Oracle, preventing him from getting into this fight. Can they take down EHOME in time? The second Rupture, but there it is. The false promise saving him. He's going to be able to survive for the moment, but he will just TP home. Beautiful play there from LGD, trying to keep themselves in this.
Yeah, but almost catching them out with that separation from the Oracle. They've been doing such a good job at keeping this guy in mind every single team fight and separating him from other target he wants to get on. He usually gets it off at the last moment, and it kind of messes up, like, you know, those clutch saves coming out at the right time for them to turn the team fight. But that time they do get them out, and they're going to respond immediately with smoking up and trying to get the punish. They know that Lasso's on cooldown. They know they don't have Winter Wyvern ultimate, and Roshan respawning soon. They want to have this area around the pit.
ZZQ gonna get caught by the Hex here, if nothing to say. They were ready for him. The question is, can he get out? 7E going for the Disward. He's gonna get Hexed instead. Inkswell comes through, gonna chase down. They're gonna lose 2 here, I think. Nothing to say. Blinks in super aggressively though. He's getting beat down by Shiro. He's dead without the buyback. They get the Oracle on the backside as well. Planet keeping himself alive with a cold embrace, and now Zeal doing what he can to control him up. He's grip onto EHOME. PSG.LGD are in trouble. He's surviving for the moment with this Shadow Blade, but it's gonna expire at some point. Shiro trying to stay on top of him.
Oh, he manages to get out. It just lasts way too long.
As soon as this armlet expires, he's gonna get vision. They see him.
They see him.
EHOME goes.
Get him.
Pop the BKB. Shiro trying to chase after him. Blink forward.
How long until he's got Shadow Blade again? I mean, he's going to have vision of him regardless because it's this Bloodseeker. This guy's just dead.
He's dead, baby. Shiro beyond godlike gets the Kunkka. Faith Beyond also might be in trouble here. Zeal gets him with the Rupture. He's got an ATOS as well.
He can't get away. There's nothing he can do.
All he can do is try and TP, but Zeal doesn't want to throw the ATOS, yeah.
There it is. All right, he does get away here. Zeal, not close enough. He gets up to the high ground and manages to escape.
There's the Roche as well. 40 seconds, no Tinker. It's got a refresher shard on it as well. EHOME looking very good. Shiro's Morphling near, I mean, literal perfection. 21, 0, and 6 out of this guy.
Yeah, this is exactly what he was going for this game. The only lockdown they have is, you know, like the X marks the spot, the roots coming out from the Oracle. The first item built Lincoln's, and after that, you know, they can get the hexes off with the Tinker, but Shiro's positioning has been so good. The initiations from EHOME have been so good that you don't have the space to punish Shiro.
Refresher for Zeal means, okay, now they're gonna put it on Planet. I was like, you either put it on Zeal or Planet, you get the 4 Rupture charges or just the 2 Winter's Curses, and Winter's Curse has been pretty good this
You
game.
don't need 4 Rupture charges, come on. 2 is plenty.
Okay. It's not like Panda Split, you know?
Yeah. Which is just ridiculous.
Shiro just kills Y on the other side of the map. Very nice. And they're also trying to take down the Overlord creep, and they get it.
Yeah, it's another tool that they're not going to have. The tip comes out. Shiro finding another pick-off. The man just popping off this series, and what a series to do it against this team, PSG.LGD.
Dude, EHOME is dismantling PSG.LGD right now. They are looking so dang good. They do need to be careful, though, as NothingToSay's Tinker is still terrifying. He's got this Hex. He can control up so many heroes, but
he's just holding on to the smoke at this point because he is terrified of the enemies getting on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, the Ninja Gear is just so good for this Tinker, able to just permanently stay off the map here. Shiro has one himself. He's got the refresher queued up as
Dire's
well.
bottom tower is under attack.
And double
taking down the last tier 2 tower.
Able to just melt these heroes. I mean, the double BKB with his refresher orb that he's getting is going to allow him to completely tear apart this team fight. If he can outlast the Oracle ultimate, then he's going to be fine dealing with anything.
They're trying to find the Tinker. They don't know exactly where he is.
Ninja Gear coming in clutch.
Oh, so close.
Yeah,
they don't find him.
He is giving him the runaround at this point, and we've seen Morphlings go for Hex before. He might even be considering going something like that just so he can continue to stay on top of the Tinker.
I mean, if he gets on top of him and just pops a BKB, Tinker dies, right?
Yeah, he's staying with Refresher. He bought the recipe. It's flying out to...
They got wards scouting the side, the movement rather here from PSG.LGD, but they are a little bit afraid. They don't see where EHOME is.
Lycan now has the money for a BKB, but if he buys it now, he doesn't have buyout.
They smoke up once again on EHOME, ready to get aggressive here. Refresher shard and a refresher queued up for Planet as well.
Satanic completed on Ame. He didn't say for buyback, he just straight up bought the Satanic. So he goes down.
Do you have Tinker buyback? I mean, everyone trying to save theirs. Morphling just shy of his, but again...
Having a moment.
Yeah.
He's hesitant to finish building this refresher orb.
Yeah, he's going to have it now. Yeah, no reason to not have the buyback, right?
Yeah.
Word sentry place. So, like, yeah, I dare you, go for that. Lasso comes out. Jin-Q saved by the false promise for now, but the counter lasso. But Big Winter's Curse doing something they can. The X going to pull them back away from 7. He might be enough to save him, but almost get to that tower flag. Will survive thanks to the Cold Embrace. You did lose the Grimstroke at the end of the day. But he does have buyback. You bought back the Oracle as well.
Yeah, but Winter's Curse now on cooldown. You've used your lasso as well, and you only ended up catching the supports out. So at this point, they now have to get back. So they stall this out. They want to be able to waste this Aegis time on the side of EHOME, but they need to stall for another minute and 30 seconds.
Top tower is under attack.
Oh, a solid defense there. They can't quite close the game out, but again, this Morphling's late game strength. You've got strength on the side of PSG.LGD, but unless you can hex this guy up,
Dude, Tinker playing so good. Shiro just goes in. He almost finds nothing to say. Ends up waveforming out, but he's like, all right, this one might be a little bit too scary.
I am sick of this hamster ball.
Yeah, I think you can go to Reddit. I'm sure they're all sick of it too.
It's impressive. No other team wanted anything to do with NothingToSay's Tinker, but they're playing against it reasonably well on EHOME. I know I keep going back to that point, but punishment is always there.
After this series, Tinker's about to receive some serious buffs.
Yeah.
PSG.LGD can't win with Tinker. Nobody can.
Yeah. Better give him, what, extra 100 damage on his laser?
200.
Yeah,
Probably extra 300 range, though. Yeah, that'd fix it.
Yeah. Nerf his rocket range by 25.
Yeah, that'll bounce.
Yeah.
Why? Very careful here on the Oracle. He cannot afford to go down. No buyback for him for another 6 minutes. Shiro has just been eyeballing this Oracle the whole game. If he sees this hero, he pretty much kills him instantly, so.
Yeah. I mean, the Oracle is so crucial to the team fight. I mean, being able to prevent the lasso, pulling people back, surviving the Winter's Curse, Fiend's Grip as well. And they've been doing a good job.
A 10,000 gold lead now for EHOME. This is, I want to say, the biggest gold lead of the game. For the most part, the whole game was favoring PSG.LGD from the lanes on, so it's the first time we've really,
it's been,
there it is.
A little bit back and forth at the time, but it's been very close now. We do see a clear favorite here.
Lasso, instantly canceled thanks to the Ink Swell. Shiro goes in, looking for these heroes on the backside. NothingToSay, instantly saved by that false promise. Shiro forces BKB, run away with the Fiend's Grip. They've caught the Kunkka. And they can't cancel the grip. He's so far away, safe for the moment, thanks to that BKB. He's gonna make it all the way back to the base. Nearly dies, but he will be all right. A lot of resources spent there from EHOME.
Oh my, the save plus the boat buff is the only thing that kept him alive there. His HP was not going up inside the fountain as he continued to tick out to that boat damage. I mean, non-lethal, and they get out of that one, but a surprising initiation from EHOME, jumping on the target that already hit Inkspell. I guess they just didn't see that on him. Yeah, because it does apply the strong dispel when it activates, so Kunkka, it just ended immediately, and he got back.
Yeah, Inkswell pretty good at baiting out some spells, so Batrider gonna have to just wait out that cooldown on his ult here.
55 seconds, but in this next team fight, looks like he is going to complete the Octarine core, so he'll have things up quicker next time.
I think he has the Firefly duration talent instead of... I think he has like the other one. Oh no, okay, he did go Flaming Lasso cooldown. All right.
He got level 25 after he went in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that cooldown seems very long, so that makes sense. Alrighty. PSG.LGD keeping themselves alive though. I mean, we saw a ridiculous hold from them just the other day against RNG.
The 80-minute game lasts long enough so the Venom Ants can set new damage records.
Yes, of course.
That replay, by the way, was broken for a little bit. So anyone watching right now, I believe it was fixed. Valve ended up getting on that one pretty quickly. So if you haven't watched that game, either the VOD or on Dota TV, it's now available.
Very nice.
One of the best games of the DPC.
I mean, easily. Both teams being very careful right now. Smoke up by PSG.LGD. You're going into the high ground. They're baiting potentially, but they find ZZQ on the main 70. Goes and gets the Hex, has the BKB. Does not find a lasso target. Ame on the backside. You can't go for it. He doesn't even have a lasso still. It's on cooldown, and now they're able to control up the Bane, or the Batrider. Boat comes through. The damage is going to be more than enough. They find themselves the kill. Rupture onto one. Zeal can't really get into this fight.
Now they're just forced to back off. I mean, they don't want to have to buy back on this Batrider. They lose any more heroes. They definitely have to. And each person is so important to their initiation. There's no way they win a fight without the Batrider. Forced to back up in 18 seconds until we see the Roche respawn. Hopefully, for the side of EHOME, this one takes a little bit longer. Last one was kind of lengthy as well. Got pretty good odds.
Smart.
It's looking pretty good. Yeah. Let's see what this one's going to look like. One minute, just as Batrider's coming up, so fairly close.
Gives him enough time to, well, as long as he gets over there pretty quickly, able to approach the pit.
Dude, Planet is as farmed as his position 1 and position 2 on this Wyvern.
So right now the goal of PSG.LGD, maybe make EHOME think that Roshan is up in there, able to get inside the pit.
They find Shiro. He's got to be careful. They find Zeal as well. Waveforms away, but the Hex does come out onto this Bloodseeker. Fiend's Grip on the backside. They don't have vision of ZZQ. They're actually holding him in place, but they do have plenty of saves as well from the Oracle. Zeal, another Rupture, holding them in place. He pops the cheese, trying to keep himself alive. Planet on the backside, looking for where his current target, doesn't find it. Shiro chasing away from Faith Beyond and Ame. They're doing way too much damage. There's going to be the refresher. NothingToSay takes down more. Why are we going to buy back into this? Shiro, he's doing it all alone. He needs help. He can't do it alone. And a big win here for PSG.LGD. They take down 3. They get 3 buybacks.
And that's it. They manage to get out. They smoke up. They go around the pit. Roche is going to respond the next 5 seconds. The Morphling not able to stand his ground to do much damage there. And the Kunkka just putting in work, cleaving down these heroes.
There's the Roche.
Yeah, they were forced to defend the backline there, commit the Oracle ultimate as well, so they don't have that available if they try to get a good jump, but team fight, just all over the place.
I mean, we've seen the only good fights for EHOME are a result of the Winter's Curse, like starting this fight onto the Oracle or something. They just weren't able to do that. Faith Beyond as well as Ame just standing on top of the Morphling here.
Someone needs to pick up that bounty rune. Otherwise, the Bane is going to be able to buy back.
Oh, he denies it with the Wolf instead, and this is 4th Roshan going the way of PSG.LGD, turning this game right around a 6,000 gold advantage now for them, as they're going to grab Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim Scepter for Jin Q.
14,000 gold advantage, 13 now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Turning the game back around, like you said. Tinker, I mean, thankfully, he's not going to get much stronger than this. Get the Octarine core next. Give himself some cooldown reduction. But, you know, with Tinker, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it'll really affect his...
Jin Q has Ags and Refresher now as a result of that Roshan. So, double Soulbind, double Dark Portrait. It's going to be very scary here for the side of EHOME, as now PSG.LGD are the ones trying to push the high ground. They find the Hex, they get on top of the Batrider. The Winter's Curse does come through. They find the Tinker, he does have the Aegis, but the status resistance is just way too much. ZZQ, Fiend's Grip gonna get canceled on the backside, and Shiro trying to stand his ground, take what damage he can here onto this Kunkka, but is he even gonna die? The cleave on the backside, Batrider just gets crushed. He's dead, trying to run away onto Zeal. They get the Kunkka, he's gonna buy back into this game.
They want to close this one out right now. They don't want to wait. The Divine Rapier on the Morphling, though. He gets into this team fight. He's able to melt heroes. Bane is buyback available as well, but No
Radiant's
Fiend's Grip
bottom
available
barracks
just yet.
are under attack.
Can they do it? Shiro with the Divine Rapier, your only real hope here.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
but
They take one lane of barracks, now looking for the second. Tier 2 will protect the top one. You could probably just go through backdoor protection or just go straight for tier 4, and that's exactly what you do. Ame.
Hero needs to find the backline, needs to be able to get the Tinker here, but with 2 lives, it is so hard.
Kunkka protected by this defense matrix as well as these ink swells. It makes it so difficult for him to get these kills, and Faith Beyond with these wolves.
Radiant's middle tower.
Clearing up, they get the Hex onto the Morphling. Can he actually get out? Fiend's Grip, the buyback from ZZQ is going to get saved there. False promise, but Tinker is stuck for the moment. He needs help and fast, but so does the throne is falling. Ame, Faith Beyond taking the throne. They know this is it. GG, PSG.LGD tie up the series 1-1.
When their backs are against the wall, they come